All right, today we're going to dig into the strategic marketing firm Momentum Media Advertising. We're going to look at their own public materials to really break down their strategy, what they promise, and what truly makes them tick.
It's the age-old business headache, isn't it? You pour all this money into marketing, but at the end of the day, can you actually prove it's making a difference? That it's bringing in a real return on your investment? Well, this is the exact problem that agencies like the one we're looking at today are designed to solve.
And there it is. That's their answer. This one single phrase, building your brand's momentum, is the core of their entire identity. So, throughout this explainer, we're going to unpack what that really means to them and how they claim they can actually do it for their clients.
Okay, first things first, their core mission. Let's start with the why. Why does this company even exist? Understanding that is the foundation for everything else they do.
So their vision is, well, it's ambitious to say the least. They're not just trying to be another agency on the block. They want to be a globally recognized strategic marketing powerhouse. The phrases that really jump out here are propels brands forward and becoming an essential partner. This tells me they want to be totally integral to a brand's success, maybe even their dominance in the market.
And what I find really interesting is how they take that huge vision and boil it down into a practical mission. It really comes down to two key things. Measurable growth. That's a promise of real, tangible results. And then blending data-driven strategy with creative excellence. That combination, that right there is the central pillar of their whole philosophy. So we've got their why. Now let's get into the how. How do they actually do it? This is their core philosophy of data meeting creativity. And it's what they say gives them their competitive edge. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's a brilliant way to show where they stand. Over on the left, you've got the generic approach, all the stuff people hate, like guesswork, one-size-fits-all solutions, and vague reports. But then on the right, they hit you with their approach, data-driven precision, completely custom-built strategies, and a transparent partnership. It's a super clear pitch against the old, lazy way of doing things. Okay, so that's the promise, but how do they actually deliver on it? Well, it all comes down to these three pillars. First, using analytics to squeeze every drop of value out of your investment. Second, making sure every single solution is tailor-made for that specific client. And third, keeping the lines of communication wide open. You can see it's a framework that's built on accountability, which, let's be honest, is usually the biggest pain point for clients. So we've gone through the why and the how. Now it's time to look at the what. What services do they actually offer? Let's take a look at their portfolio. And when you look at what they offer, wow, it's a lot. Their portfolio is really extensive, covering basically everything from the nitty-gritty digital stuff like SEO all the way to old-school TV and radio buys, and even high-level strategic consulting. This tells you they want to be a one-stop shop, a true partner, not just some company you hire to do one little thing. Okay, and check this out. I found this little detail in their service list, and it's pretty meta. They actually offer explainer video development, which is exactly what we're doing right now, for a listed price of $4,000. It's always fascinating when a company sells the very service that's so key to their own marketing. So, who is this giant portfolio of services for, anyway? Let's dive into their clientele and figure out who their target market really is. You can see right away they're not pigeonholing themselves into just one category. Their whole model seems designed to scale, so they can work with everyone from a single person, like an artist or consultant, all the way up to huge corporations. But what I find really interesting is that they even list other creative agencies as clients. That suggests they're open to collaboration, not just competition. All right, let's start to bring this all home. We've looked at their mission, their philosophy, their services, and their clients. Now, let's synthesize all of that into their ultimate promise, the promise of growth. So they frame this whole promise around what they call the 3 pillars of dedication. First, an unwavering client focus, and they back that up with a 24/7 support model. That's a big promise. Second, a commitment to excellence and innovation. And third, and we've seen this theme again and again, accountable results where they flat out say success is measured by ROI. And honestly, this quote right here, this is the heart of their entire value proposition. It is such a powerful statement of accountability. They're basically saying, look, don't judge us on flashy ads or how many likes we get. Judge us on one thing and one thing only, the actual measurable growth we bring to your bottom line. So after we've broken down their entire model, it all comes back to this one question. This is what they want potential clients to be asking themselves. It's a really clever way to frame their service not as a cost, but as a crucial investment. And it kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? How do you measure the momentum of your own brand?